Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video I'm going to go ahead and show you how I build the nail or build the apex using nail tips. If you guys want to see a video on how I do it with forms, definitely go ahead and click up here in the iCard. I already have the video up. So in today's video I'm going to be using these long stiletto tips. These you can find them on AliExpress. That is where I got them from. They are a bit flimsy, that I will say, but they are very good. I am going to go ahead and be using these model ones, Polygel. This is the color Pearl Pink. And here's the swatch stick so you guys can see the color. And here is the nail brush that I'm going to go ahead and be using. This brush is from XXC. So I will say that the consistency for model ones Polygel is more on the runny side. It's not really firm, rather than XXC's Gershon. Both of those are very firm polygels, and that is the number one thing I really like. I do like polygels that are a bit more firm. They don't move around wherever you put them unless you maneuver them. Unless you move them around, then they go ahead and move. But model ones, Savland, those are a little bit more on the runny side, and I really do not like that. Some of Savland's vary. Some of them are really good, others are not. So it's kind of like a hit or miss with those. But model ones, most of them, I really do not like the consistency, but I am going to go ahead and try to work with it today. But yeah. Okay, so I am now done placing my tip. I am using the method to pretty much pop them off right away. So that is why I'm going to try to be gentle. So using some scissors, I'm going to go ahead and trim down the size. So I think I'm going to cut it right about here. Now I'm going to go ahead and start by applying the polygel. So I'm going to go ahead and be using 91% alcohol. You can also use 70, or you can also use base coat as your slip solution. I have not tried using base coat, but if it works for you, definitely try it. So like I said, this polygel is more on the runny side, so I do not know how this is going to go. And I feel like I might trim the nail. It seems a little bit too long now that I look at it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and proceed. I do not like their polygel. It's, look at the tap. Just look at how this mess. I have no idea why that happens with all of model ones. Like I said, it's too runny, and this always tends to happen. So I'm going to start by going ahead and just simply grabbing some of this. So I'm going to go ahead and submerge my brush into some alcohol first. Then I'm going to squeeze some out of the tube. I'm going to start by going ahead and placing this right where the nail and the natural, or the nail tip and the natural nail meet. Well, kind of. I'm mainly focusing it on putting it right on the natural nail. Okay, so we have this big blob pretty much. And what you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and push this back towards the cuticle area first. Like I said, it's a little bit runny, so it kind of does go everywhere, so you might have to chase it. Now, the next step I do is I go ahead and push it towards the side walls, and I use this part of my brush, and I go ahead and just gently do this to clean up my side walls. It is a little bit harder to work with, but it is possible. And I would have been able to create the apex already, but it's kind of impossible at this point. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just lay this down. One thing I do like about model ones is that it self-elevates. You guys can see that it's pretty okay. Okay, this is what I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cure this now. So it has now finished curing, and like I said, we don't want to wipe any of this tacky layer because that tacky layer helps it pretty much smooth out with the second application that we have. And if you lift your skin here, you can see whether like it got on your skin or not. And that is what I don't like about model one's polygel. So now I'm going to grab a little bit more. I'm just going to wet my brush again. And I'm going to try my best to not have too much alcohol either. And I'm going to grab, this is just a big mess, right? looking like this, right? And I'm just gonna go ahead and place that right about where the natural nail and the tip met. And all I'm gonna do is now try to create a little ball. If you already have that little ball once you picked it up from the tube, you're good to go. Okay, so we have this little tiny thing here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push it back towards the cuticle, towards the side walls. And right about here is where we're gonna go ahead and pull forward. We're not gonna pull from the back. We just wanna pull from the front lightly. And we're gonna feather that down with some light, very light touches. Same thing here. We just wanna feather the front just slightly and try to blend it with the other polygel that you already laid and cured. So there is a tiny bubble there, and I'm not even gonna pop it just because I'm too lazy. But this is what we have. And this kind of seems like an okay apex. I usually like mine higher. As you guys can see here, it is a little bit higher. This is a little bit too flat for me still. So I'm gonna go ahead and cure this, and then I'm gonna add one last tiny bead. And I probably will make another video using tips because there's polygels in it, and I'm definitely gonna use better polygel. I should have, but I wanted to use different consistencies to try to show you guys. Okay, so now that has finished curing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and submerge my brush into small hook again, and I'm gonna grab a very small amount, just like so. And I'm gonna place that right here because I'm still trying to build that higher apex that I'm going for. And like I said, I'm first gonna go ahead and push that back towards the cuticle again. So right about there is where we go ahead and start pulling towards the front, like I said. Okay, so this is what we have. I think that looks so much better now. But you guys can see it looks really disgusting in here because it kind of just gooed over here. Just kind of like, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and cure this now. So it has now finished curing, and this is what we have. And now grabbing some alcohol, I use 70% for this, and a lint-free wipe or a brush. I am gonna go ahead and get a brush because I feel like why waste the wipies, you know. So definitely get a brush. I feel like wipies are just a waste of money either ways. And so now that you've cleared the tacky layer, you are free to go ahead and start filing. And I'm gonna go ahead and be using my metal file express. I'll leave a link down below. And I'm gonna start by going ahead and filing away any excess. So using this medium grit smooth top bit, I'm gonna go ahead and go around the nail. You could also use one of these bits or any of these to see the cuticle area as well. Let me see if I can open this. Any of these should work fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. 8,000 RPMs, and we're gonna go ahead and go around the nail. Okay, so we are done with filing. I'm gonna remove all this dust. So now that I went ahead and did that, I'm gonna go ahead and file away. Buff. will say it's not the best application that I've ever done. I think it's probably the worst. So I went ahead and finished filing, buffing, and all of that good stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and simply start by going ahead and doing this same type of design. This is the one that I did using forms, and this is the one I did using tips. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this 05 ice cream from XXC. Start by going ahead and placing some just dots anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and be using this small brush from Saviland and 𝚤𝚎𝚗𝚡. And we're just gonna grab 𝚤𝚎𝚗𝚡, and I still have dust everywhere, but that's okay. And I'm now gonna go ahead and just swirl those color. Swirl the colors. Swirl the color. I don't know. Pretty much just zap anywhere. And the excess polygel, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And I'm gonna go ahead and add more hoko. And we're gonna go ahead and continue doing that until I get the design that I want. Okay, that is what we have now. Let's go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds, and then we'll be back. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some top coat, and we're gonna go ahead and cure. Okay guys, so I had finished adding the top coat, and this is how it looks. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely feel like the front ones is a little bit more tapered in the apex. But guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.